Good morning, students. Welcome back to economics class. So let me brief once again what we already discussed in our previous class. So in our previous class, I explained about the concept of isoquant, Then it's about the short run, concept of short run and long run, how inputs changes in short run as well as long run. So the factors or inputs will not change same in short run as well as long run. So in short run all factors cannot be changed, whereas in long run all factors are variable or all factors can be changed. So that concept we discussed, and also about three important concepts like total product, average product and marginal product. So what exactly total product I explained with example. So please understand that properly what I already explained in my previous class or previous session. Okay, and about average product. So first total product, then average product, then marginal product. Okay, so these are the three important concepts which I already explained in my previous class. So total product talks about the total amount of goods produced during a period of time by using some number of inputs or given amount of inputs. Whereas average product, it talks about the output produced by per labor. Okay, so by using one labor, what is the output produced? So that is about average product. I am repeating once again. So marginal product is nothing but it is the additional output what they have produced by using additional labor. So mainly we concentrate here on labor. Okay. So now again I am just recalling you about short run and long run. So short run I already explained in my previous class. All factors cannot be changed. All factors are inputs like land, labor, capital, okay, etc. etc. Whatever we use in the process of production, all factors cannot be changed. But in short run, only few factors like labor or some raw material, you can bring change. Suddenly, if you want to increase the labor, in short run it may be possible some extent. Whereas other capital assets are land, okay, capital assets like building, machineries, these things, suddenly if you want to increase the amount of factory or machinery, it is difficult in short run. Whereas in long run, all can be changed because producer will be having sufficient time over there, so you can bring change in all factors of production, land, labor, capital, etc. etc. raw material. Okay, any equipment, whatever he needs to start the production, he can bring change only in long run. So now, with respect to short run and long run, how production changes. So first, let us concentrate on short run. See, with respect to short run, there is one law to understand the production process. So how production changes or how output changes in the short run as labor changes. See, I already told you in short run you cannot change all the factors of production. So now we are taking the example of, so let me write the topic now. The topic what we are discussing now is law of variable proportions. Law of variable proportions. It is also known as law of diminishing marginal product. So diminishing marginal product. So that means here under short run, under this law, we are imagining two factors. One is capital, another one is labor. Labor and capital we are using. Okay, whereas capital is constant. Since it is short run, you cannot bring changes in the capital like building machinery etc. You cannot increase as you want in the short run. Whereas labor is a variable under short run. You can bring changes in labor. What we are going to understand here, when only one factor is getting changed under short run and other factor is constant, that is capital. How this total product changes, average product changes and marginal product changes. See, understand properly, labor, total product, average product and marginal product. All three concepts you are going to understand now. Okay, it's very simple. So let us take marginal product this side and average product here. Okay, first we need to concentrate because under this law we mainly concentrate on marginal product. So as you increase the amount of labor, how marginal product changes and when it decreases, so that we are going to understand now. Okay, so now let us say take example of labor. So now I already told you capital is constant, it is same at any level under short run. So that keep in your mind. So this is the law what we are discussing. It is applicable only for short run, it is not for long run. Okay, law of variable proportions or law of diminishing marginal product. This will be asked for 4 marks or 6 marks. So a very important law. So now let me take an example of 6 laborers over here. So first 0 labor. 0 labor means 0 production. You can understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am taking 6 laborers example here. So when you use 0 labor, so can you expect total output? No. 0. Output will be 0. When we use 1 labor, so we are imagining, see, this is all our imaginary numbers what we are writing here to make you people understand how the production changes under short run when one factor is constant. So capital is constant, it is not changing, whereas labor is variable, only labor is getting changed. So that means amount of labor you can increase. So when we increase the amount of labor, how the total product changes and how marginal product changes, that is very important. So mainly we concentrate on marginal product. Okay, so how to calculate marginal product, average product, I already gave formulas in my previous class. So marginal product can be calculated, marginal product of labor is equal to delta TPL divided by delta L. Okay, change in labor. Whereas average product of labor is equal to total product of labor divided by amount of output. Nothing but Q also you can mention, or number of labor. That also you can write. Okay. So total labor, whatever you are used to produce some amount of output. So these are 2 formulas. So keep in your mind, because if I am writing here, you may be getting confused. So if you have this formulas side by, so you can easily understand that. So when we use 1 labor, the total product produced by that particular unit is 10 output or 10 units of output. The marginal product will be same. So there is no additional. When so for the first one, the marginal product will be same even average product because that is the first one. Okay. Then when we use second 2 laborers, then marginal product will increase to 14 and total product increase to 24. Then the average product will be 12. Likewise, let me write first. So your 40, 50, 56, then 57. So So total product is increasing as you are increasing the amount of labor. Whereas margin of product plays very important role over here. Okay. So till where margin of product increases, so that is nothing but increasing returns. So if it starts decreasing, then problem actually. Okay. So this is about margin of product. Then average product is 12, 13.23, then 12.5, 12.5, 11.2, okay, then 9.5. Hope all of you are understanding how this 9.5 came. 57 divided by 6 is nothing but 9.5. So that's what you need to apply over here. That's why I wrote formula well in advance so that you should not get any confused. Okay, you should not get confused. So okay, so now with this imaginary example, you can understand what exactly total product, what exactly marginal product and average product, and how it changes as the number of laborers are changing. So now let me imagine. Okay, see for a unit. We are thinking that the maximum amount of labor required is 3. See, when you cross that maximum limit, you cannot expect marginal product to increase. Okay, so that's what happening in this case also. See, understand properly. Till 3, that means labor 3. Marginal product has increased. Since since amount of laborers are increasing or crossing the limit, actual required is 3. When marginal product is decreasing, you should understand that as a producer, amount of laborers are crossed limit. If you want to continue your production with the increased laborers, then you have to expand your factory also. Then you have to buy more amount of labor like that. So, but it is not possible in the short run. In the short run, capital is constant. Only laborers you can change, but up to certain level. If you increase more than that limit, then a marginal product definitely it comes down. So that's what happening in this example. Okay, so till here it has increased. How you got this? 40 minus 24 is 16. 24 minus 10 is 14. Okay, so that means this is the additional output what you have produced by using this additional 1 extra. Okay, amount of labor has increased to 2 now. So what is the amount of labor extra you used? 1. So by using another extra, so the extra output you have produced is 14, which we already mentioned over here. Okay, so this is simple, very simple calculation. So this, by using this imaginary numbers, we are trying to understand the law of variable proportion. So what exactly the law of variable proportion says? Okay, there is nothing but the tendency of marginal product. The tendency of marginal product to increase in the beginning. Increase in the beginning as you increase the amount of labor. Then decrease after certain level. Okay, decreasing after certain level, that is known as law of variable proportions. Nothing but it is also known as law of diminishing marginal product. See, the main important thing is here mentioned diminishing marginal product. That means it decreases after certain level. So when we cross the amount of labor, so there is a limit. These many laborers only should be used. If you see, instead of 3, where actually required is 3, you are using 4, 5, 6, then definitely marginal product comes down. Okay, marginal product talks about the nothing but additional product what you can produce by using additional labor. When that is decreasing, it shows that from that production you will not be getting good profit. One day you may face loss. So it is better to concentrate on the maximum amount of labor what we need to use that. So the marginal product is started decreasing after this. Understand? So that is what we call it as law of variable proportions. This law of variable proportions that we can understand with the help of this following diagram also. Okay, so let me draw the diagram now by using graph sheet or flying sheet only. Use the scale and proper scaling problem, so you can easily understand this properly. Okay, here I am mentioning output on OY axis. OX axis is nothing but labor. Here output level I am fixing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So you need to concentrate first here. What is the maximum? 57. So maximum means 57 means the next round number we need to take. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that is the maximum output. Then how many laborers you are used? 0 already mentioned. Okay, let me mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So scale should be proper. So concentrate on that. So 1 labor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, understand, very easy. So it's not confusing you. Hope all of you are understanding. Okay, so now let us concentrate on total product curve first. So when you are using 0 labor, 0 output only. Okay, but when you started hiring or using 1 labor, okay, the output has increased to 10. Okay, so total product. Then it is for second labor 24. So where it comes, we took mark 24. So scale, by using scale you can mark exactly. Then it increased to 40, 40. Yes. Then 50. Then it has increased to 56. 56. Then 57. Little bit up. Okay, so join this line to get total product curve. See, this diagrammatic representation will make you to understand clearly what exactly happening with respect to marginal product, total product, how this total product is increasing. Okay, see, it's all very easy to understand. All of you might have watched cricket also, how run rate increases, where run rate fall down, wickets. See, that graphical representation will make you people to understand better. So that I am showing on the graph or diagram, so that you can easily understand how total product is increasing, at what level marginal product has come down, okay, and how average product is reacting, how it is getting changed, so that we can understand here clearly. So now let us concentrate on the next, that is marginal product. The marginal product at 1 labor is 10. For the second labor it has increased to 14 maybe here. Then it has increased to 16. Then 10 came down. Then it is 6, maybe no. Then it is 1. Okay, join the line. This is the word marginal product. That's the word marginal product. Okay, then average product. Average product is 10 only for first labor. Then for the second labor it has increased to 12. It will be down here only. 12. Then it is 13.33. 13.33. Then 12.5. 12.5 this is maybe be here. Then 11.5. Then it is 11.2. 11.2. Then 9.5. Here. Okay. Approximately, I am just marking here. See how marginal product has came down, but average product. Okay. So at this place, both are became equal. Okay, both are became equal at that particular place. So till here, what we call increasing. Till here, increasing returns. Whereas till here, we call it as diminishing returns. Diminishing. So why? Because marginal product has started decreasing here. Started decreasing. So that is, we call it as diminishing returns. Okay, that's why it is called as law of diminishing marginal product. So after certain level, after crossing maximum level, I told example. So there are only 3 laborers are required. So after crossing that maximum level, so definitely marginal product comes down. So that complete production process, what we call law of diminishing marginal product. So that is what going on. Here, few important concepts you need to understand. First important thing is total product increases as you increase the amount of labor. Definitely. Okay, definitely total product increases up to certain level. Till where? Till marginal product becomes 0. Till marginal product becomes 0, total product increases. Once marginal product becomes minus, then definitely total product also comes down. So that you keep in mind. Then second important thing is marginal product increases up to certain level. After that, marginal product also comes down. Okay, so that period what we call it as diminishing marginal product. Whereas very important concept here, average product. Average product increases with increase in the marginal product. Keep in your mind, when marginal product increases, average product also increases with together it increases. Till where? Till marginal product increases. Once marginal product decreases, even average product also decreases. So you can understand here, till where marginal product has increased, even average product also increased. But after a certain point, marginal product started decreasing, even average product also decreasing. But one important difference, very important concept is marginal product may become 0 and minus. So it will become 0 also and minus also. Whereas average product never becomes 0. It may decrease but it will not become 0. If it becomes 0, what do you mean by that? That means there is no production, no one is producing nothing. So that's why average product will not become 0. So this is important law. So please understand properly. Once again, I am just recalling you about law of variable proportions. To understand the production process in short run and long run, there are some laws which are given by different economists. Okay. So they have suggested. So under economics, we study about law of variable proportions to understand production process in the short run. So in the short run, as I already told you, capital is constant, whereas labor is variable. Only that means where the labor will get changed. So when labor is changing and capital is constant, how total product changes and how marginal product changes. Initially, marginal product increases with the increase in the amount of labor. Okay, and after a certain level, it decreases with the increase in the labor. That process we call it as law of variable proportions. Okay, that we try to understand with the help of this diagram also. So in this diagram, we can understand how total product has increased with the increase in the amount of labor, whereas amount of marginal product has increased in the beginning up to certain level. After that, marginal product is decreasing, and one time it may become zero also and negative also. Whereas average product will never become zero, it increases with the increase in the marginal product when it start decreases. Okay, when marginal product decreases, your average product also decreases, but it won't become zero or negative. So this is about law of variable proportions. So in our coming class, we are going to discuss so what type of shape of total product, marginal product curves we will find in short run. Okay, so with respect to that, and also about long run. So with respect to long run also there are some law. So that will be discussed in the coming class. So hope all of you understand. Any doubts or clarification you can ask me. Thank you all.